If you're buying a dump truck, choosing the wrong truck can cost you a lot more than the purchase price. Downtime, repairs, poor resale value, and simply buying a truck that isn't built for the work you're doing can eat into your profits fast. So what are the best dump truck brands in America? Today we're comparing 6 of the biggest names in the dump truck business: Kenworth, Peterbilt, Mack, Freightliner, Western Star, and Volvo. And instead of just picking one winner, we're going to break down what each brand does best, which models you should be looking at, and which dump truck may make the most sense for your business. Stick around until the end, because I'll also tell you which brands I'd put at the top of the list for different types of buyers. Let's get into it. Before we start, there's something important to understand. The best dump truck for one company may be completely wrong for another. A contractor hauling dirt around tight residential job sites has different needs than someone hauling aggregate all day, running heavy loads off-road, or operating a fleet of trucks. You need to consider payload, engine, and transmission options, maneuverability, dealer and service availability, driver comfort, purchase price, operating costs, and how easy the truck will be to sell when you're ready to upgrade. So this isn't just a list of which truck has the most horsepower. We're looking at the entire package. First up is Kenworth. For dump truck applications, the Kenworth T880 is the truck we're looking at. The T880 has been Kenworth's flagship vocational platform for years, and it's used for dump trucks, mixers, heavy haul, refuse, and other demanding applications. Current configurations can reach as high as 605 horsepower and 2,050 pound-feet of torque. But one of the biggest advantages of the T880 is how configurable it is. Kenworth has designed the platform around vocational body integration, which is important when you're adding a dump body, PTO system, lift axles, and other equipment. Visibility is another strong point. A dump truck spends a lot of time maneuvering around job sites, backing into tight spaces, working around loaders and excavators, and navigating places that weren't exactly designed to be roads. That's where good visibility and maneuverability really matter. So Peterbilt 567 or Kenworth T880? That's a debate that could probably have its own video. Both are Packer products, both can be configured for serious vocational work, and both have loyal followings. The decision may ultimately come down to the exact specifications you need, local dealer support, price, and personal preference. If you want a premium vocational truck with a huge number of configuration possibilities, the Kenworth T880 belongs near the top of your shopping list. Next is Peterbilt. For dump truck buyers, the model to know is the Peterbilt 567. The 567 is a Class 8 vocational truck specifically designed for demanding applications including dump trucks, construction, and heavy haul. Depending on how it's configured, the 567 can offer up to 605 horsepower and 2,050 pound-feet of torque. And Peterbilt gives buyers a huge amount of flexibility when it comes to engines, axles, suspensions, transmissions, and other components. That's important because dump trucks are rarely one-size-fits-all. A properly spec'd truck can make a major difference in payload, maneuverability, performance, and operating cost. Peterbilt also puts a lot of emphasis on the driver's environment. The 567 has a large windshield, strong job site visibility, and a cab designed to make long workdays more comfortable. And that matters more than some buyers realize. If you're personally driving the truck 10 or 12 hours a day, or you're trying to recruit and retain drivers, cab comfort becomes part of the buying decision. So who is the Peterbilt 567 best for? I'd put it high on the list for an owner, operator, or company that wants a premium vocational truck with plenty of configuration options. It's capable, customizable, and it's a truck that a lot of drivers simply want to drive. Now for one of the biggest names in vocational trucking, Mack. When people think about dump trucks, there's a good chance the Mack Granite is one of the first trucks that comes to mind. There's a reason for that. Mack has built its reputation around vocational trucks that are designed to work in demanding environments, and the Granite has become one of the most recognizable heavy-duty dump truck platforms in the country. For 2026, Mack introduced an all-new Granite with a redesigned cab, updated technology, additional safety features, and improvements aimed at driver comfort. Depending on configuration, the Granite is available with up to 540 horsepower and 1,950 pound-feet of torque. But horsepower isn't the main reason we'd put Mack near the top of this list. It's the overall vocational package. The Granite can be configured with axle forward or axle back setups, different frame and axle configurations, and an integrated Mack powertrain. That makes it extremely versatile for dump truck applications. Mack also offers the MD series for operators who don't need a full Class 8 Granite. That can make sense for lighter-duty dump applications. So, who should consider a Mack if your truck is going to spend a lot of its life on construction sites hauling aggregate, dirt, asphalt, demolition material, or doing other demanding vocational work? The Granite deserves a serious look. Mack's biggest strength is simple. It's a purpose-built work truck from a company with a long history in vocational applications. If we were creating a short list of classic heavy-duty dump trucks, the Mack Granite would absolutely be on it. Next up is Freightliner. And don't make the mistake of thinking Freightliner is only about highway tractors. The Freightliner 114 SD Plus is a serious vocational truck. It's available as a Class 7 or Class 8 platform with up to 525 horsepower and 1,850 pound-feet of torque, depending on configuration. Freightliner offers several engine choices, including Detroit and Cummins options, along with numerous axle, suspension, and transmission configurations. The 114 SD Plus can also be configured as a day cab, extended cab, or crew cab. That's useful for contractors and municipal operations that may need to carry more than just the driver. Another advantage is Freightliner's large service and dealer footprint. When you're operating a commercial truck, getting parts and service quickly can be just as important as the badge on the grill. Every day your dump truck isn't working is a day it isn't producing revenue. For buyers who care heavily about operating costs, serviceability, parts availability, and flexibility, the Freightliner 114 SD Plus deserves consideration. It may not get talked about quite as much as a Granite 567 or T880 when people start debating their favorite dump truck, but it's a very capable work platform. If your definition of a dump truck is something built for seriously demanding work, Western Star needs to be in the conversation. The Western Star 49X was designed specifically for heavy-duty vocational applications. We're talking construction, quarries, logging, heavy haul, and severe-duty work. Depending on the engine, the 49X can be configured with up to 605 horsepower and 2,050 pound-feet of torque. Western Star offers Detroit and Cummins engine options along with a wide range of transmissions and axle configurations. And the 49X chassis was designed with upfitting in mind, including dump bodies and other vocational equipment. That's one reason this truck stands out. Western Star isn't trying to make an over-the-road truck work as a dump truck. The 49X was engineered around vocational applications from the beginning. If your operation involves rough terrain, heavy loads, quarry work, demolition, or other severe-duty environments, the Western Star 49X may be one of the most interesting trucks on this entire list. The downside? Depending on how you spec it, you're looking at a serious piece of equipment, and that can come with a serious price tag. But for an operation that actually needs that capability, buying too little truck can be even more expensive. Finally, we have Volvo. And for vocational dump truck applications, we're talking about the Volvo VHD. Volvo offers the VHD in axle forward and axle back configurations. That's important because the right setup depends heavily on what you're doing. An axle forward configuration can help when payload and bridge law requirements are important. An axle back VHD can provide a tighter turning radius, which can be a big advantage on crowded job sites. Engine choices include Volvo's D11 and D13, with current VHD configurations ranging from 325 up to 500 horsepower and as much as 1,850 pound-feet of torque. Volvo also offers its I-Shift transmission for severe-duty applications, including crawler gear options designed for situations where low-speed control and startability are critical. Where Volvo really stands out is the combination of vocational capability, driver comfort, safety technology, and drivetrain integration. If you're operating on the road as much as you're working on job sites, that balance can become especially attractive. For a fleet where drivers are spending long days behind the wheel, don't underestimate comfort either. A truck can look great on a specification sheet, but someone still has to sit in it all day. So now for the big question. What's the best dump truck brand? Instead of giving you an arbitrary number 1 through 6 ranking, here's how I'd break it down. If I wanted similar premium vocational capability with excellent body integration and a proven work truck platform, I'd look at the Kenworth T880. If I were an owner-operator who wanted a premium truck with tons of configuration options and a driver-focused cab, the Peterbilt 567 would be near the top of my list. If I wanted a classic, purpose-built, heavy-duty dump truck with a long vocational reputation, I'd look hard at the Mack Granite. If service availability, versatility, and overall operating economics were major priorities, I'd give the Freightliner 114 SD Plus a serious look. If I were doing extreme vocational or severe duty work, the Western Star 49X would move way up my list. And if I wanted a combination of vocational capability, maneuverability, integrated powertrain technology, safety, and driver comfort, I'd consider the Volvo VHD. But here's the most important takeaway from this video. Don't buy a dump truck based solely on the brand. Buy the truck that's properly spec'd for the work you're actually going to do. Think about what you're hauling. Think about how heavy your loads are. Think about how much time you're spending off-road versus on-road. Think about your local dealer and service network. And if you're buying used, the condition and maintenance history of the individual truck can matter more than the logo on the hood. A well-maintained used truck that's properly spec'd for your operation can be a much better investment than the best brand with the wrong configuration. Now, I want to hear from the people who actually run these trucks. If you've owned or driven a Kenworth T880, Peterbilt 567, Mack Granite Freightliner 114 SD, Western Star 49X, or Volvo VHD, drop a comment below. Which dump truck brand has been the most reliable for you? And just as importantly, which one would you never buy again? Those comments can help other dump truck owners who are trying to decide what to buy next. And if you found this comparison useful, subscribe for more videos about commercial trucks, equipment, financing, and growing your business. And if you've already found the dump truck you want, but you still need financing, that's where TopMark Funding can help. We specialize in commercial truck and equipment financing, including new and used dump trucks. Whether you're looking at a Kenworth, Peterbilt, Mack, Freightliner, Western Star, Volvo, or another commercial dump truck, our team can help you explore financing options for your business. And here's something a lot of truck buyers don't realize. You can find out what financing options may be available without a hard inquiry impacting your credit. That means you can explore your options before committing to the truck. We work with business owners nationwide and offer competitive financing programs, flexible terms, quick approvals, and fast funding. So if you're ready to add your first dump truck, replace an older truck, or expand your fleet, don't wait until somebody else buys the truck you've been looking at. Click the link below to get pre-approved with TopMark Funding. The application only takes a few minutes, and there's no hard inquiry. Find the right dump truck. We'll help you figure out the financing. Get pre-approved with TopMark Funding today.